It is 3 a.m., the box is silent, and 5 tiny creatures are barely breathing. Your cat sits there, exhausted, shivering, but with wide, alert eyes. She is not sleeping, even though her body has just done the hardest thing possible. And yet, she starts immediately. No break, no hesitation, just movement. You might have watched this and thought, she is just cleaning them. But what happens in these first few minutes is biologically something fundamentally different. It is a program older than the house you both live in. If you understand what is really happening, you will change your view forever. Today, you will learn what cats do in the first 72 hours after giving birth. Not what we think, but what actually happens, step by step. The first thing she does, you will underestimate until you know the reason. The last thing, however, brought me to silence and made me truly reflect. Stay with me, because this part is rarely told so clearly and honestly. Imagine, the birth is over, and the last kitten lies completely motionless. The mother is exhausted, having worked for hours, but starts licking immediately. Not gently, not hesitantly, energetically and purposefully, as if every second counts. And that is absolutely true, because here every second really matters for survival. The licking is not a sweet ritual, it is precise, life-saving medicine. Every kitten is born covered in a thin film of amniotic fluid. This film blocks their airways and must be completely removed immediately. The mother licks it away, starting at the nose and working with deep concentration. Then, her tongue stimulates the kitten's lungs, like gentle pats on the back. The first breath of many kittens exists only because their mother did not stop. This is no metaphor, it is love in its rawest, most biological form. Before the kitten even breathes properly, the mother eats the placenta completely. You might think, that sounds strange and foreign, but here lies the real truth. Here is something that almost no one has ever had explained this way. The placenta contains hormones that ease the mother's pain and start milk production. It contains nutrients that satisfy the mother's acute hunger in the coming hours. It contains scents that immediately strengthen the emotional bond between mother and child. The mother eats it because her body knows with biochemical precision what it needs. This is no primitive act, it is a strategy from millions of years of evolution. And then, something begins that I initially could not properly categorize. In the midst of exhaustion, in the midst of labor, she starts purring softly. You automatically think, she is happy, she is expressing joy, everything is fine now. But purring means far more to cats than just joy or comfort. The frequency of a cat's purr lies exactly between 25 and 150 Hertz. Researchers at the University of Sussex showed this frequency range promotes bone and tissue healing. She purrs because her body is actively repairing itself while she continues to work. This is no random reaction. It is a survival strategy from millions of years of evolution. I say this with care because it is truly not something to be taken for granted. This animal has just given birth, works without pause, and heals herself in the process. And she does this quietly in a box while you sleep, completely unaware. This really deserves more than a brief glance and a passing smile from you. This deserves true attention and genuine wonder that lasts longer than a second. And now comes something that most people never learn about mother cats. In the first hours after birth, the mother inspects each kitten individually and thoroughly. She licks it, nudges it, checks it carefully, over and over, attentively. Veterinarians report, if a kitten is weaker than the others, her focus shifts. The weaker one is pushed closer to the warmth. She licks it much longer. She does not distribute her care equally. she distributes it where it is needed. That is the difference between equal and fair. Cats know it by instinct. Now we turn the picture completely around and look from the inside out. What actually happens in her body during all these exhausting first hours? The milk hormone prolactin rises rapidly, and the bonding hormone oxytocin floods her brain. She experiences more hormonal shifts in these hours than in all the weeks before. But what amazed me most was the dramatic change in her sleep. Cats are normally intense deep sleepers with long, restorative REM phases. In the first 72 hours after giving birth, they rarely sleep through, rarely. When they do sleep, it is in short bursts of at most 15 to 20 minutes. Her brain remains on high alert and awake, permanently, without a real rest break. You might have thought, she is a cat, it must be different for her. But neurochemistry says clearly, in many ways, it is not different at all. The signals in the brain, the hormone patterns, they are very similar. A mother cat's brain after birth shows the exact same neurochemical patterns as a human's. Increased vigilance, deeper irritability, altered pain tolerance, all parallel and simultaneous. She no longer simply sleeps on the sofa, forgetting everything around her for hours. She barely leaves the box, and if she does, only for a few brief minutes. And when she leaves the box, she always comes right back and counts them. I once observed this from close range myself and barely breathed. A cat that had given birth to 5 kittens got up and walked 2 steps away. She sat down, looked back, immediately stood up again, and returned to the box. She could not just sit there. She could not switch off. She simply couldn't. And I thought, I know this from stories of people who have become parents. This is no longer instinct alone. This is responsibility you feel, not think. And then there is something else that almost every observer completely misses. The sounds the mother makes in these first hours sound like almost nothing. Short, low, murmuring tones, barely audible to the human ear from the outside. But for the kittens, blind, cold, and disoriented, these sounds are everything. They are new to the world, without sight, without warmth except that of their mother. These sounds say, I am here, you are not alone, come in my direction. And the little ones react, turning toward the voice, even in the first hours. This is the first bond between mother and child, created by voice, not touch. Remember what I said at the beginning about these minutes? It was about the very first second after birth, the absolute first moment of life. It was about the first action, the first second, the absolute first moment after birth. Now you know, that was only the very beginning of what is to follow. The next 72 hours decide which kittens grow strong and survive. And the mother knows this, her body knows it, her behavior reflects it at all times. Here is what moved me most deeply and made me reflect on this topic. We say, a mother raises her children as if it were a one-time activity. But motherhood in cats is not a doing, not a verb. It is a permanent state of being. It is always there, even if you cannot see or recognize it from the outside. Even when the mother sleeps, her brain stays on alert and continues sending signals. Even when she eats, she simultaneously turns her head back and checks the box. Even when she seems calm, she is never truly, completely calm in these days. This invisible presence, this silent, constant attention, that is true motherhood. Not just in cats, not just in the animal kingdom, everywhere where responsibility grows. This realization honestly occupied me longer than I had expected. And the next time you see your cat lying in the box, look. Really look, and not just for a brief moment out of the corner of your eye. Look at the tiny movements, the slight lifting of the head, the brief opening of the eyes. She is not sleeping. She is watching over something that means more to her than anything. That is the greatest and quietest thing love can do. Simply watch. Not screaming, not showing, not explaining, but being there, silent and tireless. If someone in your life currently has a cat with kittens, send them this video. Not with many words around it, just so they know what is really happening there. Because we live with these animals daily, but rarely see them in their true depth. I say this without blame, but because it is true and because it really matters. What happens in these 72 hours deserves more wonder than we have given it. Watching is a form of love, perhaps the quietest, but also the most enduring. Your cat knows this form more deeply than we will probably ever fully understand. What do you see now when you think of her? Has your view changed?